Okay, so wireframe and PSD template. So with that, I'll show you guys. Okay, and yeah, right. I'll put up one more point here. Uh, to make wireframes, even a developer can make wireframes. So in this case, the developer is someone who owns a business, let's say, who has his own service based business. Then he does all the interactions with the client. Then in that case, yeah, wireframes are something which should be done by the owner of the company, let's say. I mean, if it's a small establishment, because it's your business. If it's your business, you gotta take care of every detail, at least until this phase. Like, if the wireframes are like, approved by the client, then yeah, it's like, you got the business. So up to until then, you guys have to have a knowledge or a grip on these wireframes or the specification documents. So for that, I'll tell you, there are a lot of wireframe tools out there. Examples are MyBallsMake is a famous wireframe tool, and then there is Lucidchart, which covers everything right from wireframes, information architecture, some flow charts, project flow. So everything. Lucidchart is another tool which is useful for making wireframes. And then there is Google Draw, which I use, but it's not exactly a wireframe thing. But yeah, for those startups who can't shell out huge money, they can go ahead and use Google Draw. Okay, and there are so many. You can Google, like, say, seeking for free wireframe tools. Then you guys get to know whatever there are out in the market. Alright, so, and Photoshop templates, the name itself. Oh, what happened? Photoshop templates are they need only one software. It is Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, which is in RESL time. Does BA people are expected to do this? In real time, does you mean to say business analysts, BA? Well, I mean, as per my knowledge, I say business analyst is a person who looks about the break even points and the brain maps, and these guys may brainstorm on an idea. As per my knowledge, uh, like, for a larger organization, at least, like, these guys, BA guys may just weigh the ups and downs of a business. As far as I think, I don't know, I haven't done a course in BA, but yeah, coming to the wireframes, for smaller organizations, smaller establishments, a designer takes care of it. I mean, it's actually the part of designer, because designer will be having an idea where to put what. But as I told you again, for really small establishment, like, say, if tomorrow you and a couple of other friends want to set up something on like a survey based design, then one person should come forward and do these wireframes just to satisfy the client, because this is a competitive world, so you gotta take care of everything. You can't just rely on some person who can take these wireframes. You can hire a wireframe specialist, like, say, this guy has knowledge on UX and UI, so he can go ahead and just draw wireframes like this and can crack a deal. But I'm saying, wireframes, yeah, even you can do that. I mean, assuming, because there are so many tools out there which are only for people like us who are freelancers. In this, my boss make Lucidchart and Google Draw, they're not like rocket sciences. They're pretty easy stuff. Even a normal ordinary person can go out there and just draw wireframes and show to the client. You can share it, you can send an email, you can do all sorts of things over there, and you can invite your clients to contribute to your wireframes too. So you know that's what I mean. The world out there is making things pretty easier for normal people like us. Previously, these things were to be done by proper designer or proper business guys. But nowadays, yeah, everybody is a business owner, so life is getting easier, or businesses are getting easier to be owned. Hi. So Adobe Photoshop is used to draw these Photoshop templates, which is expensive again. Photoshop is expensive. Maybe there is one more tool called Ink. I don't remember, because I haven't done any template because I'm not graphic designer. So graphic designer usually does this Photoshop template. Oops, it's not a web designer. Okay, then these things are transferred to a web designer. Okay, web designer is someone who converts this PSD to HTML. Then it is handed over to web developer who converts static HTML to a dynamic website. Then it is handed over to QA, quality analyst, to test the site thoroughly. So these are the phases, like first is specs gathering. Okay, then after the specs gathering, just do the wireframes, do the Photoshop templates, and then give it to the designer, so the designer will convert it to HTML, then developer does this. So this is a cycle, the whole cycle of how a website is coming to live, how a website comes to live. So from just a spec document to a complete website. Okay, so in middle there are so many things, like domain, buying the domain, uh, buying hosting services. So that's a different scenario again. So I'm just talking more about technical. Okay, so this is it. Now let's go ahead and see. I'm just going